don't see us live right now. Are we live? I'm not finding the video. Okay. How come I can never find the video? See it? Alright. I swear I can never find the video on my phone. Alright, I guess we're live. Hey. Justin, right there. There we go. Getting our jam on, even though we didn't know we were live.
Love it.
That's the behind-the-scenes jam right there. That's the Let's see, is it showing up yet? It is not. That's so weird. Why does it never show up on my dang phone? Phone. All right. Well, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce. Welcome to Unsung Heroes. We are live again. This is our second week for real because we did a lot of test runs last year, but we started things up just last week, and we are back today. We're jumping in today with Scott Foster. So Scott and I have toured. We've been on so many shows together. We've known each other for maybe a decade or something like that.
More than that.
Has it been more than a decade?
No, it's been right about a decade.
Right about
2006.
Yeah, right? Yeah, see, I don't remember how we met. Did we meet in California or did we meet in Utah?
We met in California.
Yeah, okay, so that's right. We just bumped into each other. We were talking about how we were both doing music, and then we...
We're like, hey, I'm failing, and you're failing. Why don't we, get together and fail together?
Let's fail together.
Because misery loves company.
That's why musicians collaborate all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody fails better than musicians, right?
It's really just a coping mechanism.
That's true. Very true. Yeah, exactly. And we did exactly that. We had plenty of shows where there was nobody who came.
Oh, we did it. We planned a show in Boise, and I remember you had gotten in a car wreck. You had gotten in a car wreck, so we took my brother's car. I didn't even have a car. We took my little brother's car, and he drove us because he didn't have anything better to do.
That's right.
We drove down to Boise, and we were like, it was some auditorium. What was it? It was like a performing arts center or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a community center in Boise. And you're like, no, dude, I have tons of fans here. Like, we're going to have at least 800 people at this show. And we sat there and we waited till about 20 minutes after the show was supposed to start. Not one person showed up. Not one.
That's right. It was zero, wasn't it?
It was zero people showed. The only person there to listen to us was my little brother who drove our butts. And the guy that was managing the place,
That's right.
The guy that we had to pay to rent out the venue.
There's some pretty sad venues that we've done in the past. But the thing is, every musician has to start there. We all. The problem is, at least we actually went and did something. There's so many musicians who just stay on their butts and don't do anything,
right?
Because they're so worried about that exact thing happening that they get so scared that they never do a show ever.
And it might happen a few times.
Oh yeah.
Big deal. You've got to just jump. You've got to just do it.
Seriously.
And you've probably had plenty of shows since then where you had well over 1,000 people. So big deal.
Yeah. I mean, you have plenty. I mean, there were a couple tours where I was really figuring out, dialing in how to get people there. But there's still plenty of those moments. I still remember I did this one show. It was in L.A. Of course, L.A., I've never had a successful show in L.A. That's the city I've always failed in.
Not a chance.
Yeah, you just can't get anybody there. I mean, I'd get lucky to get 10 people there to buy tickets, and that was
in the days of MySpace.
Yeah, right. The days of MySpace.
I just invited 5,000 people to this show, and 10,
and 10 show up, and one of them is your brother, and the other one is your best friend, and he brought 5 other people with him.
And the other one's the homeless guy that you paid to save your parking spot.
Yeah, for you always had at least a couple girls that were there just hoping you'd ask them out. You'd always get a couple of those girls that were like, I still remember some of the big hugs you got at the end. You're like, I can't even leave this hug. I'm drowning in this hug.
Yeah.
They just grab you like one of those big bear hugs. You're like, Scott, and then just hug on and never let go. Yeah, no, there was one show I did where I sang next to a lemonade stand, and the lemonade stand got more people than I did. And I was like, I'm in my, I'm a successful musician, I am talented, why am I losing to lemonade?
Man, I would do better singing next to a dumpster, and then the guy coming to sleep in it might actually enjoy what I'm doing.
He might enjoy it, yeah.
So before the two of you guys cross paths, Scott, what were you doing? What do you do? Give us a glimpse into the world that is Scott Foster.
Well, if you must know,
yes,
I back in 2008, I started a gold mining operation out in the Bering Sea.
Are you kidding me?
I'm dead serious. And no company out there builds the equipment to do it on the scale and the type that we were doing. So we had to design and build our own equipment, cart it up to Nome, Alaska, out where you literally can see Russia from your house, and then figure out how to vacuum up gold off the bottom of the ocean.
That's crazy.
So I was doing that in the summertime, then the ocean freezes. In the wintertime, I was like, how are we going to make money?